Hey guys, welcome back to another Vinny Vid production. In this video, we're going to do a couple of different things. First of all, we're going to do a show and tell for my subscriber, Jimmy Aerobee58. He wanted to know how it is to put a decoder into an N-scale locomotive. So I will show him how that's done. Second thing we will do is I will show you the almost completed track plan for my holding yard and my main line. The worst thing that could ever happen to a person is when they're in the middle of a project to run out of parts. And I ran out of rail joiners, so I couldn't finish everything I wanted to do. But anyhow, it's close enough for me to show you guys what the completed part will look like. And then we will do a test run through all the track. And finally, we will do a power run with 4 ST70s, the 2 BNSFs, Norfolk Southern, and my new toy, my UP. So stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly. Bye. Alright guys, we're going to start off part 5 with a little show and tell from my buddy Jimmy. His YouTube username is Aerobee58. If you guys haven't checked out his channel yet, you should, because he has a good, nice little switching HO layout, and he's always putting up videos of all the improvements he's making on his layout. Anyhow, let's get back to what we're going to do here. What you see in front of you is an Atlas SD60 and a Kato SD70 Ace. And I will show you how these decoders are installed in here. First of all, you need to take off the shell, and on N-scale they just pop off just like that. This is your decoder, and the way you do it here on an Atlas locomotive is you loosen this screw up and you loosen this screw up, and once you get them loose, you take a screwdriver and you put it in between the chassis and you just twist it and split it open, and then the decoder will come up and out, and then you just put the new one in, lock up your screws, and he's done. Now the Katos are even easier than that. Same thing. The shell just pulls right off like that. And this is the locomotive that I stole the decoder out of to put into my new toy that you guys will see here in a little while. But anyhow, this is the original whiteboard that comes in the Kato, and basically it's in here just by I don't know if you can see this, but there's grooves right there and there's grooves right there. So the decoder just slips in and locks down, and once you get it in there, you push it forward to lock it in. The only thing you need to be sure of is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but the motor tab right here, if you guys can see that, or if you can see that, Jimmy. Anyhow, there's a motor tab right there. You see me bouncing it up and down. When you install a decoder, you need to make sure that the motor tab goes over the motor tab on the locomotive. Once you get that done, you just take it, slam the body back on, and it's done. Next thing you got to do is just program it to whatever, and that's it. That's all it is to installing a decoder in N-scale locomotives. I hope this helps you out, Jimmy. Anyhow, thanks for the question, and we'll get on to the next part of the video. Bye. Alright guys, now we're out in the train room. This is train room number 2, and this is where I will have my holding / transfer track. So as you can see, this would be the lead into it, and then it will split off in kind of like a siding or a passing siding or whatever you want to call it. And then we'll come off here, and these will be 2 stub end storage tracks. And the reason why I'm calling it a transfer track is because any trains that are coming from the Phoenix area or from up north will all come into this track right here, and they will be split up, and whatever has to go back north will be set out, and whatever has to get switched out here in the ethanol plant or in North Glendale will all be in this area. And so the switching will all take place all in this area here. You've seen the switching I did here. That worked out very well. And so the main line is also done. This is where that crossover used to be, right here, and I took it out. And of course the track still has to be adjusted and so on and so forth. But, like I said in my beginning of this video, I did run out of rail joiners. And what I wanted to do was complete it by putting this crossover here in place. But I'll just have to wait till I get out to the hobby shop to do that. Anyhow, I'll take these off because now we will do a test run through the new trackage, and then finally I will do a power move with 4 SD70s. So stay tuned. Let me get the camera on a tripod and we'll get going from there. Okay? Be right back. Guys, sure would be nice to have a remote camera here because I'm standing about 8 feet away from the camera right now. But anyhow, what we're going to do is we're going to take my SD40s again, since they are such reliable locomotives, and we're going to come down the outside of the holding / transfer yard. So let's get the show on the road, and I'll run it a little bit faster than prototype speed so we can get through this pretty easily, because I do want to do a power run with my SD40s. Now these curve turnouts sometimes give me a little bit of problem with conductivity, but as you can see, so far we're looking pretty good. And I'll juice it up a little bit more. And what we'll do now is we'll come back here and we'll cross over to the second track. Alright, and we're closing in on turnout. And we'll slow it down there. And we will go ahead and reverse the locomotives. Hit the turnout. And another thing I'm short on was my ground throws. And we'll come back down here. And we'll fix this turnout. And this turnout's already set. And of course, like I said, I ran out of rail joiners, so I can't connect up the actual stub tracks. But anyhow, as you can see, we're doing just fine. Track still needs to be cleaned up, but other than that, it's doing okay. So anyhow, that's that part of the layout. And see what I mean about that turnout right there? Anyhow, the next thing we're going to do is a power move, and we'll be using the main lines for that. So stay tuned, and we shall be right back. Alright guys, here's my SD70 power move. We got 4 SD70s on there. First one, 8987 SD70 Mac. Then we got a Norfolk Southern SD70M. And there's my new toy, my UP SD70M. And finally, we have another BNSF SD70 Mac. We'll follow this around just a little bit and just to see how they run. None of these locomotives are speed matched together yet. And if you guys noticed earlier when I did the show and tell, the SD70 Ace is the 5th SD70 that I have. Anyhow, we're passing by where the ethanol plant would be. And we'll continue these guys around until we get to the next curve. And that's going to be it for the power run. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, your questions, comments, input, and subs are always welcome. For now, that's all folks. BNSF 6951 out. Alright guys, this is just a little overview of this locomotive. You all seen it running. It runs very well, very quiet and very smooth. But there's only one thing that bothers me. The paint right here. It looks like just a big blob of blue paint right there. I heard, or I actually saw a video of someone with an HO model of a different brand that had the same exact problem. So, if any of you guys know how to fix this, please let me know. It's very disturbing to see Kato put out a locomotive that looks like this. Anyhow, just wanted to give you a little update on this locomotive. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. And again, as always, your questions, comments, input, and subs are welcome. For now, that's all folks. BNSF 6951 out.